Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. And Boox has just announced their October products, and we have two new products. The first one that they've announced is the Tab Ultra C Pro. So that is like the Tab Ultra C on steroids with a much more powerful CPU and some other stuff. But in today's video, we are going to be focusing on the Note Air 3C. Finally. If you guys follow my channel, then you do know that since the emergence of the Tab Ultra C, Tab X, and Tab Mini C and all of those, I was just like, oh, let there be a Note Air successor of a device which is going to be like the same housing and all of that kind of stuff. All of the positives, just give it this really good Kaleido 3 screen and awesome Boox speed refresh technology. And yeah, I'm gonna be a happy puppy. And guess what? This one seems to be it. So yeah. Before we dig in and start the unboxing, this is not a review. This is just gonna be unboxing and first impressions of the Note Air 3C. Full-on disclosure, this device has been sent to me by Boox, but the video is not sponsored by them, so this is a review loan device. So I get to have my own unbiased opinion of the device. However, in this case, I'm unbiased towards Boox, but I do have a positive bias towards Note Air because Note Air 1 was my daily driver for years and years, and I've been mourning ever since I've sold it and replaced it with the Tab Ultra. So there, yeah, objectively, I know that I'm biased towards this device, especially because I was looking forward to it, but I'm gonna try and remain as objective as I possibly can be. But yeah, that also deserves a full-on disclosure notification, I guess. That independence is made only possible by your support, which is awesome. So if you do like the work that I do, then do subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell also to get notified when new videos come out on My Deep Guide, and that helps the channel quite a lot. And also, if you are interested in checking out mydeepguide.com/shop, there you will find the My Daily Organizer and My Deep Guide Meeting Planner. Both of these are hyperlinked PDF files. MDO helps you organize. It's an all year, quarter, month, week, daily organizer document that can help you organize your professional or personal needs. And MMP is a document that helps you centralize, simplify, and organize your meeting planner needs. If you are interested in checking those out, please do check out the links down below for their dedicated playlists, and there you will find tons and tons of information to find out exactly if these are products for you or not. And now finally, let's unbox this and see what's it about. And here we got Boox Note Air 3C. So this is something that I'm very excited about, because ever since the Tab Ultra and the Tab Ultra C actually happened, I was genuinely wishing for this device, because I don't like the form factor of the Tab Ultra. I don't like the protruding edges of the bucket design. I really don't like the camera. I don't like the shiny reflective surface, and I don't like the writing feel of the Tab Ultra and the Tab Ultra C. But I love the speed, and especially with the Tab Ultra C, I loved the crispness, the 300 ppi of the black and white content on a 10.3 inch. It was really nice, and the performance was really good, but the package actually, yeah, it's the thing that I didn't really like. So I always kept wishing, if only that would have been delivered in the Note Air body with the, the writing, paper feel, and all of that stuff that we had in the Note Air 2 and Note Air 2 Plus, and lo and behold, this is exactly what the Note Air 3C promises to deliver. So let's open it up and check it out. Or actually, let's check out the specifications first. Right, so the Note Air 3C, it has a 10.3-inch Kaleido 3 screen, same as on the Tab Ultra C, with the 300 ppi black and white resolution and 150 ppi density of the color resolution. Has a dual front light with independent control of the intensity and the warmth, touch capacitive and stylus, meaning Wacom and EMR capable or compatible pens will work with it. This has an octa-core CPU, 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage, and the first time ever on a Note Air, micro SD card expandability as well, which is awesome. It comes with an OS Android 12, Wi-Fi 2.4, 5 GHz and Bluetooth 5. Then we have USB-C for OTG, and then we have the color is Cosmic Black. Okay, let's see how that looks like. Microphone, speakers, and the size, which is the same size as we had before. And additionally, this one is actually, I believe, like 15 grams lighter than the Note Air 2 Plus. Yet it has the same battery, 3700 milliamp battery. This one comes with the BSR, or the Boox Super Refresh, which means that this one has that same dedicated GPU that we've seen in the Tab family of devices, except that now it's in the Note Air 3C. All right, so let's open it up and see finally what's it like. I'm itching, dying to see. I like the box and I like the orange line of the Note Air. It's a good thing to see finally that I missed it. Okay, and now the moment of truth. Okay, cool. Cool to see this once again. So we get the device, we get the regular Boox pen, so not the Pen 2 Pro, no eraser on this one. We get the USB-C to USB-A cable, and we get the appropriate documentation. So it's a completely standard package. You get a device, pen, USB-C cable, and documentation. But for a standard package, at least in this one that I received, what is most definitely lacking is the micro SD slot tool. Correction, it's not missing, it is included. It was just really stuck somewhere in there, but it is in the accessories box. So yeah, you do get the micro SD tool slot as well. All right, and now let's finally take it out of the protective pouch to see what the color of the device is like and what the main stuff is like. And yes, we have that awesome same exact papery surface that we had on the Note Air 2 and on the Note Air 2 Plus, and the same really good reflectivity performance as we did with the Note Air 2 and Note Air 2 Plus. And even though this says Cosmic Black, it definitely has like a greenish kind of tint. We have still the orange, you know, signature looking thing for the Note Air series, which I really like. And this thing looks and feels, and I'm really happy to say, exactly like a Note Air device, except that this time we get the color display, the awesome 300 ppi in black, the 150 ppi of the Kaleido 3, which actually performs really well if it performs exactly the same like on the Tab Ultra C. No stupid camera, still no anti-slip pads. Not a big deal, but whoa, okay. So let's get over the overview of the device before I get completely like enamored by this, because I do miss my original Note Air 1, and I've been wishing that they would make this exact device for a very long time. So pardon me if I'm a little bit excited, but I'll try to remain calm. So the overview of the Note Air 3C is we have a flush screen surface here with a paper-like film applied on top, and this is like doubles as a screen protector and also as a paper-like writing surface, which feels really nice and most importantly has extremely good reflective properties. The downside of this type of application of this type of foil is that it has a marginally negative impact on the clarity and contrast of the image that you see. So that's why you always have the difference. You can choose, for example, Tab Ultra C, or in this case Tab Ultra C Pro, that they've also announced in this October release, which doesn't have that. So if you really want for that super ultra crispness and that kind of stuff, you can get it without the foil. But you lose the writing feel, and you lose the really excellent reflectivity properties that this device has. So for me and my needs and purposes, yeah, I prefer this any day of the year. On top we have a power button, and even though I didn't see it in the specifications, this almost looks like the one that is used with the fingerprint reader, so I'm not really sure if it does have a fingerprint reader or not, but it's also a very nice kind of looking button, which is easy to notice because you have this indentation and it feels really good, so you don't have to hunt around and find where the button is like I do, for example, on the Tab Ultra. Here you know exactly where the power button is, and that's that. On the other side, or the right hand side, there is nothing there, as there's nothing on the bottom side, and everything else is on the left hand side of the device, where we have the USB-C, we have the microphone, we have the dual speakers, not mock speakers, true dual speakers, and the micro SD card slot is here as well. On the back we have a very clean affair, that cosmic black color, and an orange stripe here and an orange stripe there, which is a really nice sexy little detail that I love. And this is basically masking the plastic that's there, which allows the transmittance of the wireless signal for the communication, and just a little bit of information here. The device feels really good in the hand, like the Note Air series always does, for me at least. It looks super sexy, and I gotta say that maybe this is my favorite finish that they've done of the Note Air, of any of the Note Airs. I loved the blue one, and I was okay with the green one. I think it was also very nice and kind of cool, but this thing is so smoky and sexy and nice. I really like how this looks like. As far as the construction goes, this is an all metal construction. It feels really good. The quality is really good and high. I believe that this feels like a plastic button. Not really sure. I can't really feel it with my fingers, so I don't know. On top we do have a glass panel, but this time they're using some super thin glass that's also supposed to be strong as well, but it's supposed to be a lot thinner, which should give you an impression of being closer to the surface of the reading and writing. So that's something that I'm also kind of excited to see. How does that change feel and what it brings to the table? One thing that's completely missing from previous designs is the indication of where the magnet is, because previously the Note Air, Note Air 2, Note Air 2 Plus, they all had a similar kind of design here printed, and here it's not just like, it's not difficult to find it. I don't think that it exists at all, but the magnet is so strong that it really doesn't matter, because the pen simply goes exactly where it needs to go, and it holds really well. Now let's take the cap off and see. Okay, so this is now attached, and let's see how the magnet is. Can it lift the device? No, it can't. And I don't know if this is the fault of the pen itself, or simply the design, that we have this really pronounced arc, which is incredibly comfortable to actually use, but the pen itself is flat. So that means that the contact surface is very small. You're just having a really little contact here, and that's what the pen needs to kind of do. So this is more with the pen design, but let's see how. Okay, it's nothing spectacular. Like, this is average. So the strength of the magnet is pretty much average as far as that goes on the pen, but it's good enough to hold. But it will definitely fall off. Right, let's do the first power up and see. yeah, just a couple of things. I'm not gonna do a review now. This is simply first impressions, because I want to power it up and unbox it here for you guys, so as you can see, so that I can actually start using it and testing it and see how that goes. What also is going to be interesting to see is that both the Nova Air C and the Tab Ultra C Pro that they've announced for the October release, they're not only coming out with Android 12, but they're also coming out with their latest OS update 3.5. Now, I don't know what it actually brings to the table, so that's another thing that I'm going to be going through to actually see what it brings to the table and how that behaves. So now I'm just going to go through the initial setup, and yeah, we'll see you once I'm done with that. All right, so I've done the initial setup, no updates or anything like that. I haven't transferred any content on the tablet yet. So yeah, as I said, all of that is gonna come in the review when that comes. But yeah, what I can tell you right out of the gate is that it looks and it performs pretty much exactly like the Tab Ultra C, which is awesome, except that it's in this awesome package and that it has really proper screen surface as well, which makes me very excited. Comes with the Google Play Store, which I have now logged into, so we can actually just double check and see. Yeah, this is, I believe we're now in balanced mode. So if I switch to fast, yep, we get that same awesome performance that we have with the Boox Speed Refresh, or BSR, as far as I know that's what it's called. Okay, I did the gesture there to go back. So that definitely works. I'm gonna go, and if we go into HD, yeah, of course it's gonna be much slower, but the quality is definitely there as well, but it's best suited for balanced, because you really do get the best results in the balanced mode. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to simply install Edge, so that we can see what the what the speed of the device is, what it actually performs like. So that's very nice and fast. Okay, so properly downloading and now installing. And while we're there, let's install Kindle as well. Let's go back and see, this is already installed, so that's good. So now this is installing, yep, like this. So the performance of the device is really, really good and already installed. That's really, really cool. So let's now add also Kobo. Yep, so those are the things that I'm going to be having on for my for the review. That's the stuff that I'm going to be looking for. Then also I will need my auto sync for Google Drive, I believe. Yes, I can just install that. And yeah, this thing just works really, really well. I'll need YouTube for video battery performance testing. There we go. So I can just go and install that. And yeah, let's just leave it doing its thing. Oh my god, it's already installed everything before, and it's now installing this. This might actually be even faster than the Tab Ultra C, at least this stuff. So maybe that has to do with Android 12. But yeah, I'm not sure. That's just an impression that I have, but it's definitely something that yeah, I'm kind of struck with that. Another thing that I really do like is that we finally have the same thing on the Note Air device as well, which is a slider for warmth and a slider for the intensity, which is really cool to see. So okay, we got that installed, and let's see how the performance is in Edge. So let's skip introduction. Not now, not now, not now. Yes, no. Confirm. Congratulations. Please, no. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go into, I'm gonna remain in balanced mode so that we can see what the performance is like. And yeah, this is actually pretty freaking cool. So let's switch to fast and see how that goes. Yep. Okay, sliding, and ghosting performance is really, really good, as I would expect it to be. And let's go to ultra fast. I mean, rarely I would use this, but even now, I mean, if you want to, this is extraordinarily good. All right, so let's go to balanced. Let's open up a website. I'm genuinely interested in that because I studied archaeology, so of course this stuff interests me. So this kind of stuff, this is the page has yes, reject all. So when you see that kind of weird stuff, nothing broke, that's simply an overlay with the transparency that's being rendered with the 4096 colors, and then it's just kind of oddly interpreted. So all you need to do is just simply pinch zoom out to find who is causing that, and then you'll see. And right out of the gate, the readability, if you don't like, where's the article? What the hell? Let's open another article, something that's yeah, okay, fine, whatever, as long as there's like text, because I'm interested in reading the text. And yes, this is what I was hoping that we will see on a beautifully thin and lovely format of the Note Air. And you have that gorgeous crispness of the 300 ppi for the black content, which is the characters of sentences here. And this just looks really good. The performance is excellent, and this is in balanced mode. So if I go into fast, this should be even faster. And yes, this is most definitely faster. And at this point, this is a device that makes sense for me, for my own personal kind of use case scenario. This is something that I have been waiting for. So everything up until now, the Tab Ultra C, the Tab X even, and all of that kind of stuff for my own subjective personal needs, those were like the stepping stones until we finally got to this thing, because now this is a device that can replace my Android tablet because of the efficiency and the really useful content of the display on the Kaleido 3. And it has, yeah, pretty much everything that I would want in a device that the other devices did not have. So I'm really happy with what I see so far. And the final thing that I'm gonna be checking as well now in this first impressions is writing. So let's do some writing and see how that looks like. All right, so let's do just an easy thing. So for example, just horizontal lines 16 is not bad, and let's name it my first test. Capitalize. Okay, that was not what I was typing. First. Come on, test. Like, I don't get it. The keyboard and everything actually works perfectly fine across the system, but in the notebooks, I've always noticed this, even in previous versions, that the typing for the title of the notebook, for example, is way more laggy and less responsive than the typing is across the system in general. So that's kind of strange. And plus, it's not using the same keyboard. We're entering the joys of the Boox OS systems. So yeah, I'm gonna see why the keyboard is inconsistent. But okay, so we got that, and where's my template? I told you that I wanted a template. Yes, but didn't I choose? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Scale proportionally. Yes, we want to use the horizontal lines 16. That was, or maybe even 20, I think. Yeah, 20. Yeah, 20 is the one that I like. All right, so let's see here. We got the colors, different colors that we can write with. And let's do the first writing test on the Note Air 3C. And as you can see, I am really happy to report that it writes and feels exactly like the Note Air 2 did and like the Note Air 2 Plus did, which means excellent. The writing feel, the paper-like surface is there, the writing feel is exactly there, the speed feels really good, with one added benefit, which is that you have the 300 ppi, which makes the writing even more crisper. But you also have one downside, which is because this is using a Kaleido 3 screen, the default whiteness is always going to be this dimmed down version. For me, this is an okay tint, which I don't have a problem with. Plus, also I can always use the front light to compensate for that. But for some, this will be a significant downside, so something to definitely keep in mind. But for me, this is definitely not a problem at all. Actually, I do like the background, how it looks like, because it looks like yeah, like an older kind of paper, newspapery type of tint, which is something that I really like. But the most important aspects of writing, the crispness is there, the speed is there, and the writing feel, it feels excellent, like it did before. And also, I'm not really sure, I'm gonna have to measure, but this looks like, let me just show you in a close-up. This looks like that thin glass layer that they were talking about. The pen feels closer to the surface of the screen that I remember how this felt on other Note Air devices, or the Tab Ultra C for that matter, because this really seems to make a difference. So I'm going to be very curious to actually kind of measure that out and see how it works. And hey ho, this is new as well. The notebook didn't fall apart when I switched it to horizontal orientation, because usually before, several versions before, it was normal, like normal, quote unquote, that if you switch it to landscape, then the whole thing just kind of falls apart. But that's no longer the case here. I can freely reorient my device, and I can either write in, let's continue writing in landscape, and let's see how that works. So can I navigate? Yes, I can just slide up, write some more. There is some flex and some give in this new glass panel and new screen panel, and that I think is actually a benefit as well, because it doesn't feel super hard like a thicker glass did in before. So if anything, Note Air 3C seems to be even better than its predecessor. Okay, and if I switch now to portrait, everything actually scales normally. Those are very positive things, and quite an unexpected thing to see, because it makes the note taking a lot more usable. All right, so let's flip a page and just check, but I do want to see what the color interpretation is like. So yeah, I guess I'm going to be speeding this up in the edit. All right, so these are all of the colors that are available in the notebook, and this is in HD mode. So that's how the colors look like. Red is still kind of brick colorish. It doesn't have that strong redness, but I do like how initially the green and the blue were nicer, because they were actually a little bit paler. But now after a full refresh, they came back to this. So I'm curious, does it change if I go to balanced mode? Yeah, the rendering, the optimization actually changes how these are rendered. So yeah, but still the interpretation of colors is pretty much very similar like it was on the Tab Ultra C, which means that the RGB they would need to be calibrated a bit more. But here's the thing, let me try and repeat that, because when I go to navy blue and then I just, yeah, this I like, and this is supposed to be the same thing, but once it's actually refreshed, it becomes really, really darker like this one. And I experienced the same thing with the green as well. So yeah, see how it became much darker now? Look at the green now. Very nice and kind of saturated, but as soon as let's change it and then refresh back, yeah, it's already darker. It becomes quite a bit darker. So yeah, it's definitely green, but yeah, while I'm writing, it looks nicer. It's just that when it refreshes, it becomes this kind of darker shade, I guess, and that's probably true for all the colors. But yeah, that's the colors that we get to see and what we have, and that's the writing experience and the first impressions of the writing experience on the Note Air 3C are excellent as well. So let's check out the cover. All right, and this is the Boox cover for the Note Air 3 series. I don't know how much the camera can pick it up, but it is a bespoke cover designed for the Note Air 3. So let's open it up and see what's it like. I think it's magnetic, like everything else was before. So let's see here. Alrighty, well that looks very, very cool. Nice. So it has multiple levels of duplicating as a stand. Definitely magnetic here. Okay, and when you open it up, we get this kind of traveling stuff. Lovely, lovely plushy kind of material inside, and I like that it's not overstated. I like the color, I really do. It's not like, it's kind of grayish, which is very, very cool. Magnets are nice. They stick on the back as well, which is good. So let's see, how does the device fit? So where is it? All right, so let's snap the device here, and it snaps into place pretty strongly. So, ooh, it's really held in place. So like this, and it just like this and like this. And that is the whole packaging, which feels and looks really, really good. I love that they kept the design from the Boox Note Air 2 Plus, the holder for the pen, because now it ain't going anywhere. So it's safely stored there. Then we can just flip it open, and it's like that. Now, what do we do with, maybe it's like this, with that flap. So the magnet holds the back a little bit, but not by much. So you can actually see it does stick, but it falls immediately. And I'm not sure what to do with this. This can stick on the back, which is good, but what do I do with this? Well, I guess I can do, well, I can do this. I can make it a horizontal stand, and this is stable. It's a little bit wonky, but let's see if it's gonna slip out or fall. Okay, I have to really overturn the whole device, and still this one did not let go. Does it have a magnet? I can't really say if it has a magnet or not. Feels like it does, and that's why it actually sticks really well. Does it have a different angle? No, it just has that one angle, but that one angle is okay, definitely okay-ish. Now, this does have this other kind of bendiness here, and I'm curious, how is that supposed to work? I don't want to break it because I don't know if it's just simply a design kind of thing, but it doesn't feel like it. I've seen these before, and this should kind of bend and give me that kind of bend, and then hold it in a upright position in a portrait mode as well. But it doesn't feel that kind of natural to me, so I'm not gonna force it into that position until I actually check with them to see if that's how it's intended to be used or not. But overall, yeah, I really like this cover. I love the fact that I can use it as a landscape cover as well, and a stand, because that's something that I had before. Then we didn't have it in the Note Air 2 Plus, and now we have it in Note Air 3C. So overall, Note Air 3C first impressions, yeah, from the design to the performance to the screen to the the writing, and even down to the cover itself, I'm really happy with what I see, and I'm very impressed with what I see. It's it shows quite a lot of evolution and improvement on every single aspect that we've seen on these devices, on the Note Air devices previously. And yeah, Note Air 3C, definitely strong, very strong first impressions. Oh boy, I feel kind of hot. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for me personally to keep my own personal positive bias towards the Note Air family of devices. As I said in the beginning of this video, I know that it's going to be hard, and I'm going to try and remain objective as I possibly can be when I'm doing the review of this one. But I gotta tell you, I'm already now feeling happy as a kid to actually hold the Note Air format in my hand and to actually see it being done so well. Tasteful color, the color screen, the micro SD card, like all of the stuff that's been added. This is, yeah, I'm gonna be now testing it, spending time with it and doing all of this kind of stuff. But this is what I was waiting for well over a year now from Boox, and I'm very happy to see that it actually exists. So yes, I will be now testing it out to check out the battery life, because that is probably going to be a negative point of the Note Air 3C. And also we gotta see how is the new operating system, the 3.5, what that brings to the table now and or not, and what we can actually expect from it. And also to check out how does it behave with an Android 12, because my initial impression was that the installation of the apps and everything felt faster than the Tab Ultra C, which is virtually the identical insides of the device, except that one is Android 11 and the other one is Android 12, unless the CPU is also updated there. So I'm gonna have to kind of dig in and check those things out. And also I'm gonna be checking out the writing latency and the screen distance and all of these kinds of things. So myriads of tests and tests so that I can bring you an in-depth review of the Note Air 3C. And hopefully you guys are looking forward to it, because I know that I am most definitely looking forward to that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked the video, and I hope that you found it useful or informative. If you did, please like the video, check the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also let me know in the comments down below what is your opinion and what is your take on the Note Air 3C as opposed to the Tab Ultra C or any other device that you maybe have in mind. And yeah, basically, what are you thinking about, and also what you might be interested in actually checking out, because maybe I'll be able to incorporate that into the in-depth review as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye.